Okay everyone, in this video I want to share to all of you about this amazing episode. This is about a special episode because this is about astonishing tiny home of great living. So I want to share to all of you not only about the simple tiny home, it's not only about the ordinary tiny home, but it also about the extreme tiny home, especially for the construction of the exterior tiny home or the meshing building of the tiny home, because for ordinary tiny home is usually using the simple box or simple rectangular shape tiny home, but in this video it's very amazing about the tiny home, and this is very astonishing tiny home because of the construction. It's very different between the previous video or between the usual tiny home itself. Okay, and this will give you a lot of benefit and inspiration, not only about the exterior but also the interior of the tiny home, this astonishing tiny home. Okay, let's watch. Well, this is extremely amazing for this astonishing tiny home in forest, which is this is about the off-grid living of the tiny home of the with the usual tiny home or ordinary tiny home. We always see which is the tiny home is almost all of this tiny home using the extraordinary shape and using the extraordinary construction, but in this video or in this episode it's very totally different because of the innovation of tiny home. It's not only about the finishing or cladding, but it also about the construction. So this is about the concept idea. This is just for the concept idea from AI prompt, so we can learn about how to make the construction, this extreme construction maybe. Okay, then in this second design it's very amazing, and it's just a little bit extreme because of this is just one floor or have a single story of the tiny home with little bit elevation from the landscape. So it's a little bit extreme, but it's still um, reasonable for construct for build anyway, because of the elevation it's not too high as we can see from the outside right here. Then we can look for the maximizing the daylighting with transparent material of the tiny home itself. Okay, then we can look for the third design. Okay, this third design is very amazing because of the extreme construction, as we can see from this one of AI prompting, and it has two it has two access with a stair, but in my opinion it's maybe it just need one access only, and it has long enough cantilever, which is for the balcony area for the second floor or the first floor right there. Then we can see about the arrangement, room arrangement. Maybe it's just maximizing the vertical concept of the tiny home itself. Okay, then we can see for the interior design. This is one of interior design, but it's on the different design than previous tiny home. It just show us about the situation about the interior for the tiny home in the forest or off-grid living situation from the interior, just like this. And we can see about the maximizing daylighting with a glazing system right there. And so I mean, even if this tiny home feel small, so small, but it could feel it could make us to feel it that is spacious because of the maximizing the opening and glazing system anyway. Okay, this is about the unique construction, I mean, and absolutely maybe it just using the steel construction or steel cantilever right there, which is the bottom of the cantilever or balcony can be used for communal activity or communal access. So even if it just tiny home, yeah, it still have semi outdoor activity in the below of the balcony tiny home right there. Okay, then we can see for the industrial concept of this tiny home maybe. Okay, as we can look for this exterior, it seems like a little bit spacious house because it's not only one story or it's not only one floor, but it has a first floor on the top. And I mean, if we see from the outside, the ground floor is maximized is to maximizing for the communal activity with a lot of transparent window and door material, as we can look from this this video. And okay, we can see that the first floor is just minimalize the opening right there, as we can see, because of the privacy aspect that considered for the first floor. I mean, it's just my opinion. Okay, if you have some opinion or if you have some insight for this tiny home design or this tiny home from AI prompting, you can type the commenter below. Okay, then this is for the first floor situation. For the interior, I mean, it was great because it could embrace between the nature to the inside of the first floor tiny home, that which is the first floor tiny home is using dominant wood or timber material, as we can see from this scene anyway. And it's looked like a spacious area for the small tiny home, I mean. Then we can look to the another tiny home design. I mean, it seems similar with the previous design, but this tiny home it's a little bit simple than the previous design because of the balcony. It's not too extreme, but I feel that the balcony on the first floor is need to we have to explore more for the construction. But anyway, even if this AI prompt gave us in this picture, but we still can have inspiration and we can still have insight from it, from this AI prompt. And I mean, it was totally amazing tiny home with a two-story. Okay, and this tiny home is very extreme anyway, because we can look for the structural system. It's almost more than 50% of the length for the whole tiny home, because it's very extreme. And I still thinking about the construction system, how it could be realized, how it could be construct for the real construction anyway, because it's very long. It's more than one it's more than 50%, I mean, it's my opinion. Or if you have insight, if you have opinion about the technology of the cantilever, you can type on the commenter below. Then we can look again for the another tiny home. Okay, this is it's not only a linear shape or linear meshing tiny home, but it also gave us experience and inspiration about corner tiny home or two facade exterior tiny home, because the cantilever is not only on the front but also on the right side of the tiny home. So this tiny home, it's look a little bit wide and a little bit spacious. It seems like not like a tiny home, but it seems like a luxurious home if we can touch up again more and more. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope it will be a lot of benefit to all of you. Thanks for watching until the end, and don't forget to subscribe, and please wait for my next video in this channel. Thank you.